I think the game is becoming faster and faster because of the introduction of T20. We can get to see also T10. So you blink and the match is over. So the game is becoming faster, and in that I feel all three formats are completely different. Somewhere I do feel one day format. Uh, People need to have a look at it closely because I feel there is imbalance between bat and the ball. Uh, it's it is too much at this point of time, too much in the favor of batter is what I feel. With two new balls, uh, even in the 25th over, the ball is literally 12 or 13 year old overs old. There is no such thing as reverse swing or the discoloration of the ball or the ball becoming soft. Uh, I find I find these factors really put a lot of pressure on the bowling side, and there were challenges where one did not pick the ball early enough because of the discoloration. Uh, that is an advantage for a bowler, and that with field restrictions, we need to balance that out. Give some advantage to bowlers as well. Uh, I find I find that element is missing in cricket right now, ODI cricket. Uh, Also, with the introduction of five fielders in the ring, I was speaking to a lot of spinners, and the overall opinion is हम line बदल नहीं सकते. If an off spinner is bowling, off spinner is forced to bowl middle stump line because you either have to have a deep point in the ring, a short cover point, or you need to bring a long off because on the long side you're going to have five fielders, three fielders in the deep, and here you can only have one fielder in the deep. So they cannot deceive a batter and get a batter to play a big cover drive, deceive the batter and get him out, bowl or stump, whatever. The overall opinion is, we have to kind of settle for defensive lines. So I would say that thoda adjustment needs to be made. Uh, the solution for that, I had spoken some time ago, a 25 over old match, overs match. Well, it's a 50 over match, but you bat for 25 overs, when the other team comes and bats for 25 overs, and you start again from where you stopped after first 25 overs. So you don't have 20 wickets in that game. And the only reason I am trying to say this because that small coin decides the fate of the game. It is no more a competition between two sides. It is also two sides, but one side is favored by the conditions because the captain has won the toss. So it's not a fair competition between two sides. Once the ball gets wet, you're looking at literally first 6-7 overs, and then later on, once the ball is wet, spinners don't get any purchase of the surface. Neither the seamers are able to swing the ball, if at all anything, off the seam for a while. But it doesn't allow your bowling side to come back in the game. In dewy conditions, it's really difficult. So I feel if we are able to divide these overs and get both the sides batting in dry conditions and batting in wet conditions, and so is the case with bowlers. Of course, the one who has won the toss has 10 or 15% advantage, not 90% advantage. Right now, it is 90% advantage. So that needs to balance out a bit. I feel even from a marketing point of view, I'm not wanting to wear a marketing hat here, but I feel with 15 minutes pre-breaks, they'll have different things to discuss. The commentators will have different things to talk about, and more importantly, the support staff. support staff which doesn't get involved in the game or once the game has started. Other than just sending those brief messages, they're not involved in the game as such. Here, you actually get the team with you for 15 minutes in the dressing room. If strategy A has not worked for you, to move to strategy B. The coach and the other guys can actually get together and regroup, plan something. That is not existent right now. It just gives something new to look forward to spectators. Right now it's become too monotonous. Everyone knows from 10 to 35th or 40th over how the team is going to approach. Here, I'm going into slight details here, but here, if a side batting first in the 23rd over, if you lose a wicket, do you still send a left-hander with 2 off-spinners bowling, or you send someone who bats at number 9 or number 10 and tell him कि तेरे को वैसे भी मिला तो 5-6 बॉल ही मिलता है मारने के, use that now. A different strategy, a different thought process altogether. If it's rain around the corner, then you plan your first 25 overs, how you're going to play. How many wickets can you afford to lose? Maybe you can say that, okay, I'm okay to lose 7 or 8 wickets, but in the first 25 overs, I need minimum 230 runs on board. Because why I'm saying this, we played 2 finals in Sri Lanka and there was no result. 120 overs were played. We bowled first, Sri Lanka batted. Then we batted for 10 overs. The second day again Sri Lanka bats for 50 overs, we bat for 8 overs. 118, 120 overs were played. It was like थोड़ा बहुत बिल्डिंग से क्रिकेट मत करते बैट बाजी बॉल मारा हालांकि इधर ही जाना. So that is what we felt like, कि आके फील्डिंग करो और वापस जाना. But no result. We were declared joint winners. So with this format, that wouldn't be the case anymore. It will become more engaging. So that's for me the ODI format. And lots been discussed about Test cricket as well. The Test cricket should last 5 days. I feel the game is getting faster and faster, and the newer generation wants action. They want to see something. And who's that person who starts a conversation? Now, speaking different language, the person who always asks a question is a bowler. Bowler is every ball asking a question to a batter. And if that pitch itself is not interesting enough, bowlers will have no option but to choose a defensive line and play that patience game. And batters also know that if there is not much happening on the surface, I need not do something out of the box where if I just play within my limitation, bowler cannot get me out. He's not looking to get me out either. But in return, what happens? There are lesser eyeballs. We are also looking to revive Test cricket. We continue to say that it's our number 1 format. It's the most challenging format. But is it interesting enough for spectators? And that is why I feel it is the quality of cricket, not quantity of cricket. Yes, there need to be good surfaces, but good surfaces need not always seem around. They can still spin, they can bounce a little extra or not bounce as much. Sometimes they are fast, sometimes they are slow, and that is what Test cricket is all about. You need to travel around the world, play with different balls, Kookaburra, Dukes, SS, Stuart Surridge, SG in India. So, Test cricket is all about playing on different surfaces with different balls and different oppositions, and one has to be good enough to adjust to all those challenges. That's why it's called Test cricket. That's my take on these 2 formats.
Oh, yes, sir.